Hey, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth. Flipper, you know, I've had some different topics we've been talking about lately, but this one's been high on my list for a while because of some crazy shipping stories that happened over Christmas, or at least nearby Christmas. And it reminded me of the Christmas debacle of 2020. If you guys are resellers, you know how bad that was. But I've heard a lot of negative stories just in the last few days, and I thought I'd chime in my own two stories and talk about this year's shipping and get a good picture from everybody out there listening how USPS, how UPS, and how FedEx did this year in comparison to other years. I know there were some issues. Doesn't seem to be quite as bad, but there are some doozies. I can't wait to share them with you, and crazy sales. Let's take a look. You know, there's nothing like starting off with a couple of top shelfers, which is not always what I want to do, but you know what? Sometimes top shelfers sell. And I got this one at the Goodwill. I bought it at the Goodwill, which may come as a surprise to some of you because I don't go into the Goodwill too much. But I was actually picking up Turner, who was at a buddy's house, and they came into town and they're like, "Oh, we're at the Goodwill." I'm like, "Hey, let's go in." And so I saw this sitting there. I think it was $1.99. I made a short about it, a reel, a TikTok, whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, for $1.99, I'm going to pick it up because these can sell pretty good. The box is not in great condition. The box always does help, even if it isn't in good condition. This one certainly is not. And I'm like, you know what? This can take a little bit of time to go through and make sure everything's there and all that stuff. So I had to figure out what was there, what wasn't there. And then we sold it for $34 plus shipping. So $2 into $34 with a little bit of labor. I think it's worth it. Are you one of those people who go to a garage sale and see the prices and then just leave if they're too high? Well, this sale came from one of those that was just way too high, but I was persistent and I kept looking. Stuff was just crazy, overpriced, at least for a reseller, right? People always get mad when you say that, but you know, I mean, relatively speaking, overpriced for what I do. And I saw these, and I'm like, well, maybe we can make some money on these. And I bought two of them, sold them both now, $40 a piece, paid $5 each for these right here. I don't think I've aired that video. I need to. Anyway, those Kiss ashtrays, Signature Network, licensed and produced by C&D Visionary. Whatever, I'll take it. $40 for that Kiss ashtray, plus shipping. You know, I get the question all the time, should you list your Christmas stuff after Christmas or wait till next year? January is actually a pretty good month for Christmas sales. So I would say just list it when you get it. This is a Fontanini. This is John, I believe. And I don't know, it didn't sell all through Christmas and it's sold now. So it sold for $10, $9.99 I think. Plus shipping. Fontanini's a good name. Keep an eye out for it. Next item came from the High on the Hog sale. I'm going to go with Shad Juice's drawer. Yep, there it is. And it's been there for a while, so it is buried. It is a Harley Davidson bandana. Sold for $20.90 for that one, plus shipping. And that one went to a viewer, and it came from the High on the Hog sale. Went to Rachel. Greetings from Seattle, Washington. My boyfriend and I have been reselling consistently for about 6 months now while working at our other jobs and just broke our first 100 sales. Well, congratulations. We are huge fans of both YouTube channels, Commonwealth Picker and Commonwealth Flipper. I'm very happy to support y'all. Thanks for the great content. Rachel, thank you, and thank you to your boyfriend as well. And a big congrats, and that brings us $17 profit on that. 21 plus shipping minus fees, closer to 17 than 18. So $435 off of our initial $170 buy after fees, after shipping. All right, y'all, I've been doing this for a while, and I've been doing YouTube now for, I guess this is the third Christmas or the fourth? Anyway, I guess it's the fourth. Is that right? 19, 20, 21, 22. So this is the fourth Christmas I've been on YouTube, and I always get all kinds of mixed reactions from people shipping around Christmas time. And let me tell you, the absolute worst I ever heard was 2020. And if you've been a reseller that long, you know there was tons of stuff that just disappeared, went missing, took forever to get somewhere. There's all kinds of horror stories. You know, we were refunding people money like crazy, and it was just a mess. So this year, I feel like, and you guys are going to have to tell me, although I do want to hear your anecdotal stories as well, I feel like this year wasn't quite as bad, but I had a couple of really ridiculous kind of just crazy shipping stories that I got to share with you, and I want to hear yours as well. I'm going to tell you 2 stories. The first story is a personal story of something that I bought off of eBay for my father for Christmas, and the second one is something I sold on eBay and shipped to somebody who they were hoping to get it by Christmas, and they didn't. We bought my dad like a, oh, I don't even know how to describe it. It's one of the, is it Mr. Heater Buddy? The elite model, the big one, you put the propane tanks in both sides of it, you know, that kind of thing. And we bought that for him for Christmas, and I bought it on December 14th. And I remember, I'm like, why hadn't this thing showed up? And I finally looked at the tracking, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So here you go. I bought it, what did I say, December 14th, right? It departed from the, like, was it FedEx? Yeah, FedEx facility. Does it even say? It doesn't say on here. It normally says. I think I remember it being FedEx. December 20th, departed from the facility. December 23rd, a train derailment has delayed delivery. We're adjusting plans to deliver your package as quickly as possible. Okay, so December 27th, that's 4 days later. And that by this point, I saw that. I think they got, you know, put an alert or something across. And I told my dad, I'm like, hey, you're not getting your present. And he's like, oh, yeah, you know, give me a hard time. But I'm like, I ordered it on December 14th. Should have been here. Any rate, next one, December 27th, departs from facility in Hodgkins, Illinois. Okay, it was coming from Rialto, California. And then it says, arrived at facility, Roanoke, Virginia. At this point, I get a notification that says that they have refunded me my money, and sure enough, my money was refunded. But I'm like, but it's coming, it's Roanoke, it's getting closer to me. Out for delivery today, December 28th, Roanoke, Virginia. Delivered, December 28th. Bedford, Virginia. Okay. I'm like, really? It's not here. Clearly it's not here, and I have a refund, but it says delivered. I think on, let's see, I'm trying to think what day that was. On December 23rd, they sent me that derailment thing. Maybe it was the next day that they were, or a couple days later, they were refunding the money. So I just went ahead and bought another one. And that one showed up on December 30th. So it shows that I have 2 delivered, even though I only have 1 delivered. And it shows 1 purchase and a refund and then the other purchase, which is good because I got the second one cheaper and I got the first one, but hey, whatever works. Next one's an item that was bought for me. You might remember it. It was a Star Wars VHS. And it was bought on late December 14th and shipped early December 16th. I think that's right. You saw the video a little later than that. And it's, let's see, shipping label created and origin acceptance. And then accepted at UPS facility in Roanoke, Virginia, December 17th. So, you know, I imagine buying it late on December 14th, like I bought this item. They bought it on the same day. Maybe there was something wrong with that day. You never know. You would think that they were expecting it by Christmas, of course. But I look at the address, and it's Puerto Rico. And this is, and I shipped it out medium mail. So, you know, you're getting a picture here. So this thing's supposed to go to Puerto Rico, right? So, you know, you're hoping to get it on time. And let's see here. December 18th in transit, arriving on time. December 19th. Listen to this. Processed through USPS facility, Anchorage, Alaska. It's going to Puerto Rico. It's supposed to be going. Can I show you this? Some of you aren't going to believe me. It's true. It is true. Look at this. Check this out right here. Where is it? Right there. Processed through USPS facility. Bro, that's Roanoke right there. USPS facility, Anchorage, Alaska. December 20th, it says in transit, arriving on time. December 21st, same. December 22nd, same. December 23rd, same. You know, it's already been a week, right? And nothing since December 23rd. And I did what I did way back in 2020 when this seemingly happened, you know, every single day. If y'all remember that. Tell me your horror stories. I really got to hear them down below. But this item right here, I just sent out the message because they were like, hey, you know, what's up with this thing? And I sent them the tracking and, you know, I'm like, try to delay. I'm like, hey, maybe, just maybe, this thing's going to pop back up and then show up. Usually it doesn't happen that way. Usually you refund them or something and then it pops back up and then they're not nice enough to pay you or whatever. But I'm like, hey, just give it a couple days. It's a pretty cheap item. I'm probably just going to refund the money if it doesn't pop up in a few days and see what happens. And we sold an Enaman to Hannah. Hannah, thank you. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Enaman Club, a reseller mascot. And this one is headed your way. You know, look at that. That's the barrel. I've been talking about it for a while, and that's the end of the road, right? I do have some of the big giant golf club head cover ones that we used to auction off as well. Maybe we'll do one of those soon. And Troy Mountain Man Treasure would stuff it and turn it into a giant plush. That's kind of neat, and he'd do some charity stuff with it. So Hannah, thank you so much. And we hope, if you have an eBay store, of course, or even if you don't, we hope he gets things moving for you. Sold a Blu-ray, and we don't normally sell too many DVDs and Blu-rays, but we do from time to time. And this one came from 127. Now all I have to do is find it. It is a Lord of the Rings, there it is right there, sealed Blu-ray promo. I don't quite know what the promo thing is all about, but it is sealed. And it sold for $7 plus shipping. Sold a Detroit Tigers New Era fitted hat. And these, you know, even used go for decent money. It's just a pretty plain Jane Detroit one, but that's a pretty cool classic hat, and it's a size 7, which made it a little bit difficult to sell. That's a pretty small head size. So anyway, but it still sold $13.30. I think it was out on discount plus shipping. Yep, $13.30 plus shipping. Hi Kevin, Happy New Year from Pittsburgh. Shouldn't you be getting a Pirates hat? Been following your journey for quite some time now and wanted to buy something to show my support to you and to the rest of the Commonwealth family. You inspired me to get more organized and continue to grow my eBay store, throwback_sports_apparel. Throwback Sports Apparel. This hat will certainly fit in right in with what we do over here. Keep up the good work and God bless. Ben at Throwback Sports Apparel. Ben, thank you so much. I have to see. Well, you got quite a bit of feedback. 3,763. I have to go check that store out. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. So I just walked out to the shed to get the next item, and I saw something following me. I was just going to see if Noodle actually wanted to come in. Doesn't look like it. Close. See you, Noodle. But this is the item I just grabbed out of the other shed. It didn't even make it in here before it sold. Green Day cassette, Dookie. If you ever find a cassette that you're like surprised that they even made cassettes when the album came out, then it's probably a decent one to pick up. And Green Day Dookie is one of those, and it sold pretty good. Let me go look, see how much for. Looks like it sold for $20, $19.99, free shipping, and that's a pre-owned cassette. So that's the kind of one that I would look for to be sealed, and you could probably make some pretty good money off of it. So I'm starting to look for sealed cassette tapes as well. You know, there's not as many things that can verify it being new on a sealed cassette as there is a sealed VHS. But you know what? I think still it's going to be a pretty decent market for some collectibles with sealed cassette tapes. Sold a miniature Marshall amp, and it sold for $37.99 for that one right there. You might remember me picking it up. I think I paid $5. And it's got the little battery cover in the back. Not a bad little machine right there. Not a bad little sale either. Bought it from some folks in Lynchburg. They actually knew who I was. So I'm like, hey, so you know I'm buying stuff to resell. And they still sold it to me pretty cheap. I'll take that. Sold, I think, the last of our sealed stuff from that one sale down the road. I think. Maybe there's one there, but I'm pretty sure. And we did pretty good. He charged up a little bit, but he should have. I mean, everything was brand new sealed, pretty high quality stuff. That Pfluger, that name, by the way, there's some vintage Pfluger stuff worth some big bucks. Some vintage lures and stuff, but that is not vintage. But it did sell pretty good. I think it, well, I'll tell you what, let me look. I was going to say 38, but that was the last one. That one sold for $28 plus shipping. I'm going to take a second to thank Hallie. Hallie, I don't think I thanked you in the last video. I think I mentioned you for another sale, but you also purchased plans for the Commonwealth Picker shipping table over on CommonwealthPicker.com. We appreciate that. Speaking of CommonwealthPicker.com, a couple things people always ask me is what is your, well, creators ask me, what is your best-selling merch item? And believe it or not, this is the second best. It's not really merch, but it's the second best item that we sell out of the CommonwealthPicker.com store. Anybody want to guess what number one? I'll tell you what number one is. We are approaching 600 sales for the Commonwealth Picker. We get things moving. Enema Man doll, which we've sold far more of these, but for a lot more money. And so a lot of people get theirs over at CommonwealthPicker.com. And so, of course, you know, on your New Year's resolution list to get more things selling out of your eBay store, you got to have one of those, right? Scientifically proven. By the way, Reagan said we could auction off this one because she has her own, plus we kept another one that I wasn't aware of. So we are definitely going to auction off one more St. Jude charity auction for Reagan's 2022 Christmas ornament. That's 3 years. So next year we're going to figure out who we're doing. All right, Turner has a sale out of our store, a little Homeschool Hustler store sale. Who you got there?
Winnie the Pooh.
That's Winnie the Pooh, and that is a vintage Sears. Doesn't have Pooh written across the chest, but vintage Sears Winnie the Pooh, and they went for $10 plus shipping. Definitely not bad. Now, the viewer said thank you, so or the buyer said thank you, so Pam might be a viewer, but she might not. Sometimes people just say thank you. That's definitely enough for you to do what?
Well, $7, spend $1, and donate it. Bye.
And we sold another board game. This is Monopoly Star Wars. And this just got pictures taken of, so I'm not even sure it's here. It might still be out in the shed as well. Let me... Nope, there it is. It's here. We got it in here. I couldn't remember bringing it in here. That one's pretty cool. And it is sealed. And so it sold for a pretty good amount of money. Sold for $30 plus shipping. So I will definitely... take that sale right there. Sold something we haven't sold in a while to Jim and to Amy. Beyond, what was the name of that? Let me go look again. Beyond Leftovers. I like that name. And it's right here, but I'm going to have to pull some stuff off, I think, to get to it. There it is. It's the Teen Wolf 2 mask. Have not sold one of those in a while, and that is headed your way. Those are pretty cool. See the date on it, 1987. Thank y'all. I figured I'd read this really quick. Just want to say a quick hello and thank you. My name is Jim and my girlfriend Amy. We're venturing into the reselling world starting today. We're excited to see where this takes us and just wanted to thank you for entertaining us and educating us through your content. Over the years, I'm sure stories like ours are a dime a dozen at this point, but we all have to start somewhere. Keep up the great work. Here's to a happy, healthy, and successful 2022. Have tons of fun beyond leftovers. Actually, I don't hear that story too often. I do hear, you know, we just started reselling every once in a while, but the great majority of folks who watch this have actually been doing it for a long time, and I learn a lot from them, but thank you and best of luck. And next, I actually just pulled these off of, we got to do an auction for Isaiah House. I still haven't met up with them. I owe them some money from y'all. I need to do that. I need to write a sticky note. We're going to do that ASAP. There we go. Mickey Mouse tray, or excuse me, these are all golden Whitman or golden puzzles, I think. And this whole lot sold for $20 plus shipping. All right, y'all. So I sold some G.I. Joe stuff, and I told Bluebird's mom I wanted to use the table over here, and she told me to take a hike. So I'll use this little table right here. Ammo dump. $18. There's a little bit of ammo in there, of course. Devilfish. $25 plus shipping. This Cobra landing craft right here is $30 plus shipping. And then 2 figures, total $45 plus shipping. Footloose with the gun. Missing weapon and backpack though. And Cobra, what's this say? Televipers. That one sold, I don't know what, but 45 total for these. So I'm going to total these up and add them to our G.I. Joe total. All right, y'all, if I did my ciphering right, we have a $99 profit after fees, after shipping, all that stuff, which brings us from $1,040 to $2,119. So we are definitely doing good. We have a few more things to go. As a matter of fact, I think we're down to the point where we can take this bin and put it in this bin, although I might not yet. It's a little easier to find stuff when they're not just jam-packed full. And we still have quite a few figures left. Are you getting tired of shipping G.I. Joe stuff yet? Nope, it's easy, isn't it? Still have all these. Some of them aren't listed. Some of them aren't figures. They're just weapons. Plus those 2 bins. Plus we're still getting through some of the He-Man stuff listed too. All right, Reagan's got a couple sales out at CommonwealthPicker.com. So what you got?
Yep. Krista got a black trash cash hat shirt
Yep.
for her husband, and she's from Lynchburg. And Corleen got a CWP tumbler, and I hear Pepper out there.
I hear Pepper out there too. Come here, Pepper. So you've been following us in here, haven't you? It's just time for some treats. Look at how bare that looks over there with no Christmas tree.
I know.
You're going to have to put something there, huh? You want to sit up there? You want to put a little cat bed up there? She probably would.
Probably.
Can't put Sophie up there because she can't jump that far. Anyway, thank you. What was it? Krista was from Lynchburg and got it for her husband. That's very nice. She is a terrific supporter of us. Thank you so much.
Bye, and don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
Actually, I've got a couple of things. I'm tripping over stuff in here. I got to get this place organized. I've got a ton of space. It looks way different than if you remember me giving a tour in here. It's not aesthetically pleasing in here, but it's getting better if I can clear it out. Because the role of the eBay cave has shifted. It is going to be listed inventory, large listed inventory, and then stockpiling certain items for my glasses are crooked, for future sales. I even have a whatnot shelf for my once a year whatnot or whatever we're gonna do. We'll see. At any rate, this is from, I'll read the message in a minute. I'm interested where you get these cards, because these are pretty nice. I like the weight of them. He's got his little QR code right there. I like that, lost and found. Nice little message about positive feedback. So tell me, y'all, I get my little cards from I get my cards from one place. I get each individual sticker from another place, the bigger ones, and then the smaller ones that I send in every order. But these are kind of nice. I'm curious how much y'all are paid. I've never checked them out, because to me it seems like it's probably cost a little too much. But I'm curious. Let me know. I'd love to see it. Y'all get that QR code there? Can y'all do that? I don't know if I can do it. It's kind of a glare. And he sent me a sealed VHS here. This is from Mark. Store is Lost and Found 2000. He sent me Clint Eastwood, 2 mules for Sister Sarah, with the universal marks on them. I'm sure not much value, but very, very kind of you. Thank you. I appreciate that. One of my favorite movies of all time is a Clint Eastwood movie, but it's not one most of you would think, because there's a lot of great ones out there. It's a Clint Eastwood musical. It's called Paint Your Wagon. It's a dual cassette. I would love to have one. If somebody has one of those, a dual cassette for Paint Your Wagon sealed would be pretty cool. Thanks. He also sent a bunch of plates, really cool old Illinois plates. I really like these. I will have to find a place for them for sure. Years ago, I started with just ashtrays. Oh man, LOL. And for now, I did well, and for a while I did well. Out of frustration, lack of sales, I turned to YouTube. And by chance found your channel. I have watched every episode and realized how many mistakes I've made and how many great items that I walked past over the years. I now have an Enema Man, the CWP Enema Man. And yes, he has gotten things moving. I love your license plate inventory system. Well, truth be told, it's not an inventory system. Although it could be used exactly like you just described. That was my original intent, but I just remember where everything's at. So it's like, it seems like it takes too long to put the SKU in. Like, forget it. I'll just find it. And let's see, I was fortunate enough to win the Blessing Place charity ornament. That's awesome. Which was a perfect addition to my tree. It actually became a talking point because so many people loved it. That is really cool. Thank you again for your wit, your humor, and a little history. Maybe a topic on an upcoming episode for my favorite 2 words, plus shipping. I'm sure a debate can be had, no doubt about it. But it is a cost factor in what we do. This is only a part-time adventure. For me, someday, maybe a full-time job. And he says, also, I signed my blue card in Sharpie. Very cool. Thank you. That was a very kind message. I really do appreciate it. I want to bring up one more thing because we're not going out to the Supply Hut. I've had quite a few messages. People angry with me that we're not doing our videos in the Supply Hut. And we are. We're putting the Supply Hut in almost every video. And they're angry. Well, I don't know about angry, but some of them seem angry that we're not doing that because Charlie at Supply Hut's not getting a good enough deal for it. So I can assure you all out there, it was never my intention to do full videos out there. Although this upcoming season, yard sale season, when we occasionally do the hauls at the end of it, you know, find a bunch of stuff that you can't really see on the video. We're going to do those in the Supply Hut. I have quite a few plans for the Supply Hut, and you'll continue to see little clips of it on most videos, not this one. And I will just, maybe I'll just run my Supply Hut thing up here so you don't feel bad for Charlie. Charlie is ecstatic to have that Supply Hut named after his company. And the reason he is because you guys, I'll tell you what, I've seen the numbers, and I haven't talked about it very often, but you guys are using that link. You know, I don't know if it's, you know, doing it out of kindness to me, or what it is, but maybe it's the 5% off you get. I don't know. But whatever it is, I thank you, and Charlie thanks you. You guys are amazing. This was kind of something nobody had ever done in this niche, and I was certain it was going to work. And Charlie kind of stuck his neck out there, and I appreciate him. And I'm so glad that some of you are getting a benefit from it by getting that 5% off. So at least it's something. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all of you always stopping by, listening, watching our videos. We really do appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you next time.